Welcome to the WOD for 31 March. We have four 3-minute AMRAPs for you today. So we'll be doing 4 sets. Each set will be a 3-minute, as many rounds and reps as possible, of a dumbbell complex focusing on unilateral strength. This dumbbell complex will entail working the right arm first, in which you will perform excuse me, 3 dumbbell deadlifts, followed by 2 dumbbell hang power cleans, immediately into 1 dumbbell thruster. You'll then switch arms and perform 3 dumbbell deadlifts with the other arm, 2 dumbbell hang power cleans, immediately into 1 dumbbell thruster. And then you'll move back over to the initial arm and perform that complex again, continuing for the duration of those 3 minutes. Once that 3 minutes ends, you'll rest for 1 minute before you start that AMRAP back up for 3 minutes for another 3 sets, for a total of 4 total sets. I recommend that males perform this no heavier than a 50-pound dumbbell or kettlebell, and females no heavier than 35. The goal here is to perform at least the first 2 to 3 complexes. So the first 3 attempts on the right arm, 3 attempts on the left, unbroken. So that'd be looking at about 9 deadlifts with the right arm, 6 dumbbell hang power cleans with the right arm, and then 3 thrusters with the right arm, and then the same for the left. So find a weight where you're generally able to perform these unbroken sets for at least the first 3 of complexes. We really want to be moving fast and furious throughout these 3 minutes, and not a weight that's too heavy where we're constantly putting it down and resting more than we are working during this 3 minutes of work. Watch the video. We go over all the movement standards. Any questions, reach out.
Welcome, 31 March. We have a great little strength complex for you today. We'll be introducing a couple new movements for some of you, as well as introducing the squat. We're not going to give you a comprehensive introduction in how to perform a squat, but we will break down some of those key points of performance that we're looking for. How this complex will be performed is the athlete will execute with one arm 3 dumbbell deadlifts, 2 hang power cleans, and 1 thruster. The athlete will then switch arms and perform that same complex. Lisa's going to run us through what one round of that complex would look like here. So starting with 3 dumbbell deadlifts. 1, 2, 3, immediately into 2 hanging power cleans. 1, 2, and then immediately into 1 thruster. Boom. And then the athlete will switch arms and perform that same complex. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, nice, and 1, beautiful. So that would be 1 full round of the complex, 3, 2, 1 on the right arm, 3, 2, 1 on the left arm, and then you'll continue that for as many rounds as possible for that 3-minute AMRAP, take a minute break, and then perform that for 3 more sets. So if we'll turn Lisa to the side, we'll bring up front. So in terms of the deadlift, what we're looking for, the athlete is going to send the hips back and the shoulders forward. Actually, hold on real quick, Lisa. Kind of the key point of performance I want to emphasize today in all 3 of these movements is a neutral spine. And what I mean by that is we're trying to avoid flexion or leaning forward, and we're trying to avoid leaning back. We want to try to keep those ribs pulled down so that our sternum is directly over our belly button, as if we have a really nice posture. We want to try to maintain this neutral spine in any type of position we have, whether we've bent knees or hinged hips. We want that nice, straight, neutral spine. So, Lisa will send those hips back, those shoulders forward, perform a slight bend in her knees, reach down and grab the dumbbell. And from here, notice that her back is generally neutral, right? If she stood up, she'd be more or less in a vertical position. So from here, she simply drives through the heels and squeezes the glutes in order to stand all the way up. And to return that dumbbell, she's going to have a slight bend in her knee, send those hips back, shoulders forward, keeping this nice neutral spine. Only 1 head of the dumbbell needs to touch the floor, and then the athlete will stand back up and perform consecutive reps for a total of 3. Relax. Now in terms of the hang clean, What this really is, all it is a slight dip followed by a jump. And that jump is what's using momentum of the hips. The glutes and the hamstrings are generating power in order to add momentum onto the barbell or dumbbell in this case to create velocity that makes it weightless so we can get under it rapidly. So when Lisa grabs the dumbbell, she's going to have a slight bend in her knees. The chest, notice, is going to stay upright a little bit more. Where the deadlift we were leaning forward, here now those shoulders will just be slightly forward of the hips. And then she's going to do a rapid jump and pull under. Boom. And stand. Turn and face the camera briefly. What I want you to notice when she sets back up, she's going to reset her feet under her hips. Bring the dumbbell back down. Because that's where we develop vertical powers with the feet under the hips. And when she lands, the feet are going to be move into that squat stance. It's just a jump and land. Ready and go. Jump and land. And she stands back up to finish the rep. Now from here, we'll be performing the thruster. You can put that down. I know it's a little heavy. The thruster is merely a squat followed by a full extension of the hips and punching the dumbbell overhead. We'll have Lisa face the camera without the dumbbell first, and we'll mimic that we have the dumbbell in the hand. What we're looking for is the athlete is going to set, actually let's have you turn to the side again, my bad. We're looking, either way, to have the athlete send the hips back and down, pushing the hips back and down, breaking the knees until the athlete comes all the way down to where the crease of the hip is below the top of the knee. So if I drew a ruler here, the crease of the hip is lower than the knee. Trying to keep this chest as upright as possible. From here, mimicking a dumbbell, the dumbbell is going to stay in contact with the shoulder as Lisa stands all the way up until the hips and knees are fully extended. Once the hips and knees are fully extended, the athlete presses the dumbbell rapidly overhead to a fully locked out arm. And I want you to imagine as if you're trying to push your shoulder to your ear. All right? So let's do that at full speed with no dumbbell. Crease of the hip, pop. Hip, knees, and hips fully extend, and he presses the dumbbell overhead. Now let's look one more time with the dumbbell. Hips go back and down, fully extends, punches overhead to a fully locked out elbow, and notice that dumbbell is directly in line with her shoulder, with her hip, with her knee, with her ankle, fully stacked over one another. Relax. So, those are the movements you'll be performing. You can put the dumbbell down as you need fit as you move along. Scaling options, of course, a lighter weight. If we don't have a dumbbell, perhaps we have a kettlebell that we can use, and we can do a very similar movement pattern. If that's the case and you have questions on that, hit me up. I can show you exactly how we would want to perform a clean for that. Other options, if we have a backpack, we could perform a deadlift in the middle, and then a jump and shrug, landing the backpack in front of us. If you do not have any weight, what I encourage you to do is go back to the video and perform, go back to a few videos before where we performed the body weight good mornings, perform 3 of those, perform 2 tuck jumps, so we'd just be looking 1, 2, and then 1 air squat, and move through that 3-2-1 pattern relatively rapidly. So for your body weight movements, again, 3 body weight good mornings, 2, 3, 2 tuck jumps, 1, 2, followed by 1 air squat, and just move through that pattern for those 3 minutes. Missing anything? Talking quite a bit, I know. I apologize. All right, we're good to go. Have fun.